Greetings, YouTube. I don't know if most people watching this video are aware of this, but extortion is a crime. A landlord is using the threat of ICE, turning people over to immigration, to get them to sign a lease which would raise their rent. Now, whether you think people should be here legally or illegally, documented or undocumented, I prefer documented and undocumented because no human being is illegal. Extorting them because of their immigration status is evil and illegal. And I really hope that this dude goes to jail. The problem with that is for him to go to jail, the people he is extorting are going to have to press charges. And in the current atmosphere in America, where everyone that's undocumented is in fear of their lives, that's probably not going to happen. Oh yeah, and as a side note, you hear all about these sanctuary cities, and a lot of people seem to think it's like they're welcoming in undocumented workers. It's like, come live here, come live here. No, no. What that term means is that the police will not act as immigration enforcers. Why? Because they want people to come to them with their legal problems. They want them to come to them and say, my landlord is extorting me. I have information on a crime. I have been the victim of a crime. They want the people living in the United States to be part of society and not viewed as targets that are outside of society. And that's not really hard to understand. They want them to be part of the system. Now, they're undocumented. They should be documented. I get no argument with that. But our immigration system is really horrible in America. It's covered by like 3 different agencies. It's this really complex process. It's terrible. It needs to be improved and streamlined. But the reality is these people are coming here because people hire them. So if you would like to stem the tide of undocumented workers, go after the businesses that hire them. I would just arrest them and drag them away in chains. But you really want to get hardcore, old school, you could just hang them in the streets from the lampposts. That might get the point across. The reality is, if you go after the business owners and you tell them, if you hire undocumented workers, you will go to jail. We will seize your business. You will go bankrupt. They will stop hiring undocumented workers. They won't be responsible if someone gives them false documentation. That's on the person with the false documentation. But if they knowingly hire someone that is undocumented, they should go to prison. They are the problem, not the undocumented workers, who, by and large, pay more in taxes than they ever take out of the system because they're not legally part of the system, yet they're still paying taxes on everything they buy. They're helping to pay property taxes with their rent. They're paying into the Social Security system, which they will never benefit from until they are documented. So they are not a tax burden on America. And they're not stealing your jobs. The people hiring them are hiring people that they can exploit, the undocumented workers, over you. So you should also be upset at the people hiring the undocumented workers. Stop going after the symptom, the undocumented workers. Go after the problem, the people hiring them. But remember, undocumented workers are putting more into the system than they will ever get out. And they need to be part of our society so they can help us live in a safe environment and be able to call the police and tell them, I'm being beaten or raped, or I have information on someone else that's been beaten or raped, and not be afraid that they're going to be deported when they do so. So that should be the standard. No one should be deputized by ICE as an assistant. If ICE agents want to go find people, then ICE agents should go find them. And no one is obligated to help them. That's what they do. That's their job. Stop trying to get everyone to do your job for you. Stop making people in America paranoid for their lives and afraid to engage with the system, which puts them at more risk and more easily exploited, which the business owners really happen to love. And in the case of this landlord, it makes him more money because he is an immoral asshat. So Go after the people hiring undocumented workers. Go after the people extorting undocumented workers. But the undocumented workers themselves are not the problem. And remember, all you lily white friggin' Americans, your ancestors came here when there was no vetting. When vetting was, you showed up at the pearly gates at Ellis Island and said, "I'd like to come in. Here's my name," and they let you in. We're all immigrants here. Every one of us is a descendant of an immigrant. The only people that can say they belong here for real are the Native Americans who came here and discovered this continent somewhere between 15 and 18,000 years ago. So all you lily white Europeans, shut up. You are the descendant of immigrants. So why don't you treat the other immigrants here with a whole lot more respect? And maybe you'll get mine.